Hello YouTube, this is the Galway Gamer, and we're here with a brand new Let's Play series of Pillars of Eternity. Now we're going to start a new game. You know, we're going to, probably in this episode you probably will do very little gameplay. It'll just be, you know, character creation and, you know, maybe a tutorial, all of that stuff. Now for the difficulty settings, which are the very first things you have to choose, it defaults to easy. So easy, strongly recommended for those who are recently returning to real-time party. Well, I kind of guess that's me, but let's have a look at story time, then normal, hard, and the rest of these now. Story time is a mode for players who are more interested in exploration and story development than challenge of combat. While story time is active, the enemy composition of battles is the same as normal difficulty, but the game mechanics are biased in the player's favour. Additionally, the party can carry an unlimited number of camping supplies. Now, camping supplies restore your health and all that stuff. They're out of combat, kind of, you know, you can rest up and get your endurance, all that shit back up to normal. Very important in this game. Easy, I guess, is the default setting, which it was when I clicked into this, and I guess this game is almost normal. But let's have a look at the other difficulties. The normal difficulty requires strategy and efficiency, but forgives a few mistakes in combat. It is not recommended for newcomers. So pretty much these are all telling us that they're all for different levels of play. They're not actually telling us what the difference is. However, I fortunately know a bit about these. I don't know about story time. I think this is new with one of the more recent patches, because when I played there was these three settings and I played on normal. Path of the Damned is really difficult because this is the only one that increases the damage of enemies and your damage. I think it doubles, or I'm not exactly sure how much it increases it by, but it makes enemies so much tougher, higher stats, harder to hurt. These are special things. Yeah, so if you die once, your save is deleted on Trial of Iron, so we don't want to do that. We're not masochists. In expert mode, this disables any help you can get from the game, any tutorials or anything like that. So you don't want to click either of these modified modes. We're not going to be doing Path of the Damned, and certainly we won't be doing hard. So we're going to be choosing between these three modes. Now, I believe on normal difficulty, you will, if you die twice. No, not if you die, but if one of your teammates, the characters you build your party with, dies twice, they are dead. You cannot resurrect them, they can never come back. So they die one time, their health goes to 0, and they're resurrected after that, maimed with tons of debuffs, and with 1 HP, and if they get hit once more by anything, they're dead. You can never get them back. But they're the exact same actual difficulty setting, except for this will add a couple of extra enemies to certain groups. So this is, and I believe this will make it too easy. So yeah, as it says, everything is the same as normal difficulty, but the game mechanics are biased in the player's favor. Now I wonder, can you change these in-game? Additionally, the party can carry an unlimited number of camping supplies. Now what I'm wondering is, does this... I don't know, you see, it doesn't really give you a lot of information on what you're actually getting. But I will go with the easy mode and change it either up or down depending on how much we're struggling with the game. I'm pretty certain the only difference between these two is this adds a couple more enemies to certain groups and kills party members, and I really don't want party members to die. There we go. I love Obsidian Studios. They make a lot of really good games, especially RPGs. Awesome. By the way, this is an Infinity Engine game, meaning that it's like a top-down RPG. It's not a third-person or first-person experience. Very old school, like Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, that kind of thing, which are both very good games. The loading screen is a bit long. I wonder why that is. It shouldn't be. Perhaps it's because it's the very first loading screen. It's setting up all of the game based on the difficulty selected.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Okay, so we're sick, and we're part of a caravan heading to Gilded Vale. Okay, oh, character creation. Okay, now the odd thing about character creation is I don't actually want to change, I don't know what gender will be yet, I want to actually see the race, so I guess we can go with male. Now, the race is what is important. These all give specific bonuses, as you can see here is might, this is damage pretty much. Dexterity, intellect. Now, but the race is actually something I'm very interested in, and also, I believe that there's different types of everything, so there you can see the coastal ones and the island ones, and there's dwarves. Is there different types of dwarves? Okay, there is, yeah. As you can see, they're very different from each other, and even in actually, let's see the stats. Yeah, so you get different race stats, and then your sub-race stats are, you don't change for sub-race. You get abilities though. So wood elves are apparently very good against the enemies more than 4 meters away, and gain bonuses to accuracy and defenses. So deflection and reflex, I think, are your defenses against AoE damage and just straight physical damage. A lot of different stats to read through in this. There's all different types of like mental debilitations and shit that you need to learn off. This is good against burn and freeze, and we're not getting the exact benefits. Do they get 1 point extra or 10 points extra? It's pretty damn significant. Unfortunately, we're not getting that information. So yeah, I'm not going to be a dwarf anyways. Oma is interesting. Human? Is there any sub-race? Oh, there is. So pretty much black, white, or tanned. So they're pretty much, yeah, they're pretty much black, white, or Caucasian, African American, and or African, and I guess some sort of Mediterranean skin color. But effectively, just they mirror real life humans. Orlan, is there more than one of these? These are kind of midgets. Okay, so these are kind of like just dwarf animal kind of people, and the godlike, I guess, will be different elements. So as you can see here, you've got nature, moon, fire, and death, and right, they all have different bonuses. So first off, we're going to go previous, and we're going to go with this and check the difference. Well, actually, can we go previous again? There is no, there's no stat difference. Okay, that's all I wanted to check. I don't really want to play a short race like either of these, although I guess you could perhaps change this later on. Might -1 perception and resolve. I kind of want to go for what class do you want to play? Because I guess it all depends on the class you decide to play, and I'm not quite sure yet. We're going to be playing this without micromanagement as well, so that's another reason I didn't want to go too hard mode, because obviously Paul's micromanaging abilities will severely reduce the the entertainment quality from actually viewing it. because you know you're constantly watching, pausing and clicking, which might not be your kind of cup of tea. But I will go through the abilities as we get them. Auma is interesting. Might +2. That's just raw damage, and I believe might also is okay. Oh, we can get a little we can get a little guide onto what it actually does by hovering over. So in combat, it contributes to both damage and healing as well as fortitude defense. Okay, so I would assume since it affects healing, that's magic damage as well, because healing isn't usually physical. Constitution is your overall health, stamina. Although it is not used much in interactions, it is sometimes checked to withstand pain or endure a physical taxing ordeal. In combat, it affects maximum health and endurance. Okay, so this is pretty much like a health kind of pool thing. Dexterity. I'll just kind of skim through it and see what it does. In combat, it affects characters' action speed with all attack spells and abilities and contributes to reflex defense. So each one of these seems to give a defense and also like a one main purpose. So it gives you the main purpose and then a defensive purpose. And this main purpose is speed. Your actual speed with, I assume both, well, it says spells and all attacks. So it's for both physical and magical attacks. I need to get used to that because in not a lot of games, like things like wisdom and intelligence govern magic, whereas might and dexterity would govern physical. So they're both the same in this. So might is obviously just damage. This is mainly just speed, and this is health. They all give a different defense though. This is reflex, this is fortitude, and this is also fortitude. The Auma is might as well, but I'm trying to find another one of the different stats. Resolve, okay. Resolve is, it boosts 2 different defenses. It doesn't actually seem to have a main use. It says it boosts will and deflection defenses. However, deflection is actually physical resistance, so it's actually super important. Elf, perception, okay. In combat, it contributes to accuracy and reflex defense and grants bonus to interrupt. I assume interrupt is kind of like a stun, except it doesn't stun them, it just stops their current action, maybe? I'm not quite sure. But perception seems to be accuracy. So dexterity is speed, perception is accuracy, and might is actual damage. So those are probably the three things that would be overall DPS against enemies. And there's also an intellect. I think the godlike might have an intellect. In combat, contributes to the will defense and influences duration and areas of effect for all abilities and talents. So this is an AoE kind of thing, I guess. And probably geared more towards magic, obviously, because only magic spells will have durations. Usually, strikes with a sword will not have a duration, but maybe lighting someone on fire will. And also increases areas of effect for all abilities. Now, I'm not sure exactly how area of effect damage is governed. Maybe all classes will have it, maybe all classes won't. But from looking at this, we kind of want a mixture of, depending on whether we decide for a tank character or a damage character, we're probably going to want either, let me have a look. Perception, is it? No, it's no, where is it? It's Resolve and Constitution for tanky builds. And might, dexterity, and is it perception? It might be perception. Yes, it's perception. So might, dexterity, and perception are for damage. Now, we don't want this because this is obviously loses a might. Dexterity, perception, that's actually quite good. How are the elf classes? What's this guy? Burn and freeze resistance. That's good. We did see the Auma though that did have 2 might, so let's have a look at their all island Auma gain an additional weapon set, so maybe an extra set of weapons like offhand and main hand. Coastal Auma gain bonuses to defend against prone and stun effects. I don't know how pertinent that is, if I'm being honest. Humans might resolve, and resolve isn't great. Oh, wow, that's also okay. Dwarf class, but dwarfs are a bit short. Resolve. Ooh, this is. Oh no, they lose the might. That's the only thing. And this is +1 dexterity. but they do have 4 options. So let's have a look at these class bonuses, or the race bonuses. Damage increased when they're attacking enemies with 25% or less health. Oh, you actually have to go down through them with your mouse. You can't actually use the keyboard to scroll through the menus. They gain damage reduction under 50% health, and burn enemies who hit them in melee. Okay, not great if I'm being honest. Well, I'd love to know the actual stat bonuses you gain, because gaining maybe 10 damage reduction is kind of useless in compared to if you gain 25 damage reduction easily anyways. Like the actual numbers you gain at these points under these triggers would be great information to have when deciding which class you're going to pick, or which race. It heals whenever you hit a certain amount of health. So at 75% you heal, at 50 you heal, and 25 you heal. You generate waves of healing moonlight that restores health to you and your party. The word for health in this game seems to be endurance, which is okay. I mean, you heal, but it could be for very small trickly amounts, you know, little tiny bits. I can't imagine it would be that powerful when compared to how weak, like say, the Death Godlike's power is. See, it says this one grants a bonus to 4 different stats: dexterity, constitution, might, and endurance, but it's below 50% health. Well, is it a large bonus or a small bonus? We don't know, because we can't actually tell what stats we're getting. Unfortunately, it makes this decision a lot harder to make. Either way, I'm looking at either the Alma or the Elf. The Might +2 is quite nice, and we will get to choose some of our own stats later on anyways. So I think I'll rock with let's have a look at the Elf again. I'm gonna go with the Alma. They've what resistance? Prone and stun. So their racial ability isn't amazing, but it's better than nothing. As for the class, now we'd probably want a melee class since we did go for damage, but we don't want a fighter because that's more tanky. And perhaps a well, paladin would be more, I don't know, tanky as well. Maybe a rogue. I'm not sure at all. In fact, I think I will actually just go with a tank. Resolve might. What about the Elf, Orlan, and Godlike? Resolve, perception +2, might -1. I don't know, maybe the human. Maybe the Alma. I'm still kind of thinking the Alma might be a better tank. How about the classes though? Maybe we should make our decision based on the class we choose. Cypher, Enchanter. I guess these are manipulate another person's soul and selects for their magic. It doesn't really say. I guess these are support class. Chanter is certainly a support class though. Yes, definitely. Oh, they get bonuses for their. Okay, and it actually tells you what the It actually tells you how high or low these are considered by the game mechanics, so that's pretty handy. In fact, I kind of wish I'd chosen Storytime mode instead, if we are going to be using the AI. In fact, I think if I can go back, I will do that. My reason for doing this is... Or is it even a good idea? I've never seen this mode before. Yeah, we will. And we'll just see. If we don't like it, we don't have to do it. The reason I'm doing this is because if we're going to be using the AI of the computer to control the party, it means we can't micromanage as much, we can't be as powerful, so I think it evens out. Fortunately we can, after this horrible loading screen, which is pretty slow, we can fly through our picks much faster as well, since it will not make as much difference.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path.
Okay. Alma. We're picking the Alma class. Coastal. And we will... What were we going to pick? Was it Paladin or... Wizard seems interesting. What about Rogue? I'm not a fan. Ranger. Animal Companion. That's interesting. Paladin, okay. I'm gonna do Paladin. Cruel, aggressive. No, we're going to be passionate and clever. Stoic, rational. We want the disfavored dispositions to be the mean ones. So kind wayfarers actually seems like the best so far. Honest, diplomatic. I actually like this one the best. What abilities do we have? Use your full attack, so it does the full damage of a standard attack, and it also boosts, it has extra accuracy and extra damage. We got 2 per encounter, and this is 2 per encounter, and it's a heal. It's a area, no it's not, it's a 5-second heal over time, so hot ability. So we'll actually go with Flames of Devotion, and we want that damage. We're a damage paladin. Now, here we go, and we can see exactly which will be the... We can reduce these down to 0 or 3, okay. Is this for every ability? I'm trying to see if I can get everything down to 3 and, you know, build a character around it, because of course these are very balanced stats and we don't actually need balanced stats per se. Might for some reason only goes down to 5. Can I reduce this even? No, I can't. Strange, might is always at 5. So, Okay, so it'll actually tell you the percentage of damage and stuff that it actually does. I believe 20 is the max a stat can have, which is okay. I'm going to quickly scroll over every one of these things, and you guys can have a look and pause if you want to read any of them. But yeah, I don't see why I'd ever use intellect or you know, any of these things that would be unimportant for us. This says recommended. It says minus 42% area of effect, 35 duration, and 14 will. But I can't see why this would matter for us if we're not an area of effect character. Perception is accuracy. It's super important, right? I don't know. Perhaps you should be a tankier character anyways. So I'm going to put might up at 10, no matter what. Then I'm going to put constitution at 10. Resolve is what? Resolve is a 7. Oh, this is important. But it says minus 7 deflection. You get only 1 deflection point per level. 2 will, 3 concentration. I don't see why this is... Is deflection really that strong that that 1 point of it is worth so much? It has the gold star saying highly recommended. This is... I guess I'll put this at 5 just so that we won't be as... If it turns out to be good, we won't be as far behind. Now, for the perception, this is... I kind of guess kind of important actually, because this is 7 accuracy. We only gain 1 accuracy per point as well, so perhaps it's not as good as I was thinking. And action speed. I guess that you kind of need 10 in everything anyways, just so that you're not getting punished a lot. I guess where you spend them really matters. We've got 22 points to spend. I'll put intellect at 10 then, just so we have a 10, so that we can't be punished later on. I'm going to put points up to 14 might, so that we've plus 12 damage and healing and plus 8 fortitude. Constitution, how much endurance? So I'll also put this at 14. 20% endurance, that's 20% extra health. And action speed and reflex. Well, as a tank, we won't be needing tons of action speed, but reflexes, let me see. Can I just get that across? AoE attacks, so dodges AoE attacks. Can we get the... Okay, that's reflex as well. Will. What's a will? Mentally based, so paralyzed, like things. Okay, anything that would be mental based, so anything that affects our brain, and that's also will. Concentration and deflection. So concentration. Okay, so this is interrupt defense. Okay, and interrupts obviously is kind of not stun, but like set your current casting to your melee or any attack to 0, I guess. And deflection is just, I think, raw damage reduction. Okay, so it's non-AoE. So reflex is AoE, deflection is non-AoE. Deflection doesn't seem all that great, so I'm gonna go with some of this dexterity. Gave us a tiny bit more reflex, and also this. And what about down here? Resolve intellect. Intellect doesn't seem too good at all. I'm gonna go with 2 in this, and then we have 3 points left, so we can bring either of these up to 15. I kind of wanted to do one of these. This is speed, so damage per second really, and this is accuracy. But I kind of feel like the interrupt is what kind of makes this slightly better, because if we can have a character with high interrupt, that would be great. So 15 interrupt, that's crazy, and plus 5 accuracy. Okay, I'll go with this. I hope you guys don't mind that I'm you know, getting into the stats here. I actually think it's probably the most important part of this game. I hope the storytime mode does not make it like super easy, but I will certainly change it if it does. Now these are all single stat boosts we can get from choosing our area, and they also seem to give us different armor. So I'm actually going to look and see which is the armors that seem to be the coolest. I like the shield that you get for this. I don't like that shield at all. The Ixomitl planes. What about this Dead Fire Archipelago? You got the spear. I really have no idea which one of these weapons is any good, or if any of them are. But I will be going for, sorry, the this here. I think this is the one with the bigger shield. Constitution +1. Okay. Next. Oh. Okay, so these here, these are for crafting, which isn't super important in this game, but what they do is they allow you to have extra dialogue options if you have high enough ones. Now I'm going for athletics, considering this is a tankier character, I believe. So our lore maybe? Lore +2, mechanics, lore +2, athletics +1, survival. Okay, so athletics +1, lore +1 is kind of good. I was kind of hoping to maybe get 2 of those up, focusing on maybe I might want to get to a base athletics and then change to lore, because I think they're kind of the paladins things. So this is actually very important, this screen here, because it chooses what your character actually, you know, your character's portrait. I don't believe there's actually an awful lot of options here. So these seem to, there's only 3 it seems. I guess that's the one we have to pick, just based on the very limited options for the Alma. We could also pick this, but that's oh wait, we can actually change the skin color. Awesome. We're gonna go with there. And of course you're just going to go with a black armor. So yeah, I think that's fine. The portrait's okay. It doesn't exactly look like us, but we won't really... Oh wait, we can change our head. So can we go with red then? Awesome. Okay, I like that. We look like a fish person. Awesome. And here. This is fine with me, actually. I quite like this a lot. So that's done. That's next. Oh, the voice.
Oh? Leading the way.
Well, we are a... Wait, stay.
Let's go! Steady does it. Yeah? Leading the way.
I like the stoic.
Steady does it.
Or benevolent, maybe.
I'm here. I'm flattered.
No, I like this the most. I didn't even check them all. What race are we? Coastal Alma? Does it matter? I'm actually just gonna call myself Rautai, which is the race, I guess, our culture. I don't think that matters too much. I need to get used to the controls too. That's us there, I guess.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there. Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood? Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Where would I find these berries? What are in those ruins? Is it dangerous out there? And what are those huge rocks coming out of the ground? Well, I guess most rocks do come out of the ground, but I guess they're kind of green. Let's see about those berries then. So we need to find berries now. Do I need to ask him anything? Well, of course it's dangerous. He said that. He's actually answered 3 of these questions. I guess we're gonna leave.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
Okay.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
Some of this dialogue isn't actually voice acted, unfortunately, so you're just gonna have to read it yourself.
No promises.
What kind of guy says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her, you're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Aiden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut.
Okay.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Okay, let's have a little test. Okay, so the arrow keys. Okay, so the WSAD keys do not work for moving the screen around. However, the arrow keys do. Now, I can move by clicking on the area I want to move to while I have my party selected, which is great. And it actually works for either right or left mouse button, I believe. To pause the game, I press the spacebar, okay? And to slow down time, I think it's the A and D buttons. Let's actually scroll over here. Half speed is actually the S, and double speed is D, so it's actually the S and D buttons. Now, okay. we were told to talk to Hedon. Can we scroll over people to find their names? Okay, Carveneer, I guess. Okay. Carveneer. This guy? Carveneer. That's the Huntmaster. What about this guy? Oh, this is us. Ha. Okay, so these are all... Oh, here's Hedon. So you can sell things, I guess.
Anyone need supplies? I've got some. Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road. Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
I'd like to take a look, thank you. So... Okay. CP is copper. The store sells it to us for a higher cost than we would buy from them. We can retrain characters apparently at merchants. I'm not going to do that, of course, because, well, I don't actually have the money for it, but mainly because we just made the character. But I guess we can do that later on if we're not happy, which is a good option to have. I really wish that we had a better portrait than this, because it kind of sucks. Okay, what armor do you have? I can't actually see. We have the shield and the spear. Okay. Can we use nothing? What's this? Stash. Okay, so this is where we store items, I guess. We have 99 camping supplies since we're on the story mode. Okay. There's nothing I want to talk to him about. I keep using the WSAEs. Okay, so we can actually go back, and I want to be as far back as possible. And we can console the map by clicking here. So it's an unmovable map. This means that the map will never extend past this corner, this corner, this corner, this corner, I believe, because we can't actually... Yeah, I'm pretty much... Yeah, there we go. That's the unit. There's a little path down here. I guess we can try down here. Although, wait, is there anything? Nope. The fallen tree does not budge. Sap oozes from the jagged wound
Not
in its
looking
trunk.
forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
Oh, so this must be what's blocking our way. So that's why we can't go forward. Can we go in here? Oh, and this is back towards the campsite. Okay. Now, we can actually double our speed by pressing either the D key or clicking down here. I just clicked down here since I'm not using WSAD, I'm not close to it. And is this? Sparfle. Okay, let's talk to this guy.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Okay, so he's not actually gonna have dialogue with us, but he is there.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Oh, is this an enemy?
Let's...
Okay. Okay, it's a pausable real-time systems. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see the orders play out. I will, in this playthrough, set a custom AI so that our character will actually do their own things on their own based on the computer, rather than us pausing and clicking all of the time, because that would be awfully boring for you guys to watch, and it would take hundreds of episodes to even get near close to halfway through this game. It would be crazy. Okay, the game pauses. As soon as we've attacked, we become in range of an enemy. It's just telling us a bit about the combat system and how our teammates will attack, like the... Jesus. Okay, so it's pretty much using the same damage threshold system that I hated. Absolutely hated in Dragon's Dogma. However, since it is a top-down RPG, it means it's more statistic based, and I can forgive it more than I can in Dragon's Dogma. So we'll see how it works. So as you can see, we're about to kill the wolf. He's only 1 health left. Got him. We can loot them. We can put it in our stash box. Wolf hide. There we go. Now we were looking for berries. Is this these guys over here? What about in this? There's no exit there.
This is it.
Springberry. There we go. Well, what would I have been before I come here? Now they're asking me lore-wise. I was a blade for hire. No, I'm a paladin. I'm a holy kind paladin, so I'm a war veteran. I was a constable. Constable being like I guess a guard leader. A war veteran sounds okay, but I guess a constable would be the most for our religious job character. A group of brigands overwhelmed us and took the town. It's under their law now. No way. There wasn't much copper in it. No way. No matter what I did, people still got hurt. Yeah, I guess I'll discover the nice thing to say. I guess it's a hard offer to pass up. No, I'm just passing through. I hadn't given it much thought. I haven't given it much thought, so... I'm going to find some new friends. As corny as that sounds, it's the best of these options. That may not be a bad idea for me either. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. What's this guy's name? Odamal? Give me an ear... Oh, I don't get it. Odamal, give me an earful. That's not real English, is it? Odama. Oh, he's saying Odama will, and he's shortening it by putting the apostrophe there. Give me an earful. I don't like the oldie English speak that they do in these fantasy RPGs. Let's be on our way. Well, I don't really like this character very much, so I guess we're alright. Let's get back to camp. Oh, so we're going to the stream. Let's have a look at the map. Consulting the map. So we've been here. There's nothing here. This is where we met. Sorry. This is where we met the guy who's getting the water from the stream. So it will be probably around here, won't it? Yeah. So that was the tree that your mana was at. Oh, there, I hear the water. There's the stream. I can't actually click on the water. Is that a bridge? I guess we'll cross the bridge.
What a surprise. Sparfle went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Is this the water skin? I mean, there's a lantern right there. That's not a good sign at all. That's his lantern, and it's on the ground. You crouch the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water, while Kalaska waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. You've gained an item, Quest, full water skin added to the stash. Out of the trees emerges Sparfle, one of the guides, barely discernible from the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there's a strangeness to his gait. His gait? His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with laboured breath.
Sparfle? Are you alright?
Okay, well, Klisket frowns. I'm so confused by them randomly, like, voice acting and sometimes not voice acting. Sparfle's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward into a heap. The feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Oh.
Ambush!
Okay, there's two enemies. This guy, Glanfathan Hunter, has a shield. This one, we don't know. We don't know either of their weaknesses. I kind of think we should go for the closest one, but I also think this one without the shield may be easier to kill, but I'm afraid that there might be more down here. So I'm going to kill this guy first. Yeah, okay. Hopefully we can finish this guy off fast. Excellent.
Let's go.
Okay, great.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
We got a bow, hunting bow, and we also got hide armor. Is oh, some coins. Is he dead? I believe he is, because I cannot target him. Okay. Is it this way? No, I believe it might be up this way. Okay. So we just got ambushed. Oh, there's more of them here. Okay, we got him. We got another hunting bow and some more coppers. Okay. Be careful. Oh, people have been dead. There's an ambush at the camp. All these dead bodies. Oh, darn. That's one hunter right there. Glanfadden leader, although he's not an enemy, he's just a, he's another NPC. Howden seems to be one of the only survivors here. So we'll move it forward. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travellers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed, bug-eyed and filthy. Kaliska puts the back of her left hand to her mouth, as if to ward away some poisonous vapour. A handful of dark figures stands above the falling, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if half-split log. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognise as Howden, the last of your caravan left standing. So they've been massacred, and Howden the merchant is the last one left alive. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. The rune has not been sullied by our hands, men of Eir Glanfath. That's what we're saying, with lore 1. Your words carry no weight when I've seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. So I say it again, lay down your arms. Okay, we have some options here. We cannot do the intellect or resolve one, but fortunately we can maybe convince him. Okay, don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. That's what Howden's saying. Now we're going to say, judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you are worshippers of Galawain. If Galawain told you to stop protecting the runes, would you? The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Howden winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head, intrigued. Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs? It's what you were told? I ask back. The man glares. It has always been known to my people. And I respond, I see. And what of Galawain's edict? That weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength. You think Galawain would want some mouldy, crumbling stones to survive long after the builders have turned to dust? The man's nostrils flare as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I respond, I'm sure he did, just not to you personally. But why should that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle, and he nearly fumbles it, affording Howden the moment he needs to dodge out of the swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead. Okay, so we've saved Howden, but now this guy's going to kill us, probably. Let's see. Howden's in our party, so we can... Glanfadden leader. Do we have any other enemies? We have this Glanfadden hunter. Is there any other enemies in this area? No, I don't believe so. Let's go and get this guy. The leader might be the easiest. Oh, he's nearly dead already. Howden's really strong. Excellent. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of the wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good, the gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across the chest and bowel, Odima's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet, with every step you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up onto the precipice. With the last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Holden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by his early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Holden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Holden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you, despite the wind, from your position. If you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance of hitting your mark. We have three options here. Throw your weapon at the attacker, dexterity 15, we can't actually do that, and allow Holden to break free in his own. Do we need our weapon? Probably. I don't know if we'll get it back if we choose that option, but allowing Holden to break free on his own would probably be less likely to succeed. Your aim is true, and your hit jars Holden loose. Lurching to his feet, Holden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with a warning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold you just long enough for Holden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There's a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow of your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. And there we are. That's the first tutorial area completed.
Was that?
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further in.
Okay, and with that, I will end this very first episode of Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. I hope you enjoyed the first episode, and I'll upload the second one shortly after this one.